It's time to focus on the things you need, the things you deserve. You deserve a healthy body. Supplements that get you moving and keep you moving. That make you feel good, look good, do good. And they shouldn't contain GMOs, artificial ingredients, or heavy metals, ever. Supplements that are clinically studied, use proven absorption technologies, are designed by scientists, and are ethically sourced and produced. Supplements with everything you need, nothing you don't. You deserve a company that you can trust, that's dedicated to safe manufacturing practices and third-party testing, that ensures the highest quality of effectiveness from extraction of ingredients all the way to the composition of the packaging. Wait a second. You deserve to see the process. You deserve a company led by a CEO with a deep belief in the power of people, dedicated to inspiring entrepreneurs to achieve success. A company with a phytonutrient chemist and expert on natural molecules who is obsessed with human health and has your best interest in mind to design its products. A board comprised of talented doctors from around the world. You deserve to be surrounded by people you trust and look up to. Empowered ambassadors that inspire wellness every day. Leaders who are rooting for you to be the best version of yourself. A community that works hard and plays hard. You deserve to experience adventures that take you around the world, and you deserve to be recognized for your hard work. It's time to get what you deserve. It's time to shift your focus. 3.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this webinar. I'm so excited that you have taken time out of your busy schedule to be with us today. My name is Dr. Caroline Hong, and I'm speaking to you live from Australia, from a little town called Port Macquarie, which is 400 kilometers north of Sydney, for those of you who have been to Australia. Tonight, it's 11 p.m. here in Australia that I'm speaking to you. I know some of you it's early in the morning. I'm very privileged today at this webinar to have 3 special guests who will join me later. But before I do that, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was born in Malaysia from humble beginnings, and I came to Australia, and my career started off as a dental surgeon, and I practiced clinically for 15 years in Australia, and I got promoted quite quickly to become the first woman CEO of the largest dental association in Australia, and that was 1997, so created a little bit of history for women in leadership roles. And then I moved on to the medical sector and enjoyed a career for 10 years in medical ultrasound for Australia and New Zealand, and was part of a global organization as well. And then I became CEO of the Small and Medium Enterprise Association for a short period, 3 years. And for the past decade, I've been mostly in a consulting role as an advisor and a company board director in the private sector, public sector, and the not-for-profit sector in both healthcare and in business. Fast forward to 2023, my husband and I joined a company called 3 International. And as you can see on this slide, love is mentioned 3 times. So this company is about loving yourself, loving your family, and loving your community. Everybody who joined this company, I've seen and witnessed for myself over the past year, since its inception, all the people end up loving themselves, loving their family, and loving their community. And together we create a better world. So 3 International, our foundation was founded based on a collaborative effort from a group of very experienced international business builders. And we launched in May 2023. Our headquarters are in Lehigh, Utah, USA. And we have additional offices in Hong Kong. And also, as of this week, we have a new office that just opened in Indonesia. So 3's diverse global community of proven leaders. They all come together. They are very successful, proven leaders who actually know the way, goes the way, and shows the way. So that's what also attracted me and my husband into this company. We have a very capable management team. Daniel Picu is the founder and the CEO. And then we have Dr. Dan Gubler, who's the Chief Scientific Officer, Troy Moore, who's the Chief Operating Officer. My husband and I have had the pleasure of meeting all these three gentlemen in person last year in Hong Kong. Daniel Picu has a record of success leading organizations, and he believes in people, and our organization really believes in people and focus on people as our main asset. Dr. Dan Gubler, I'll talk more about him. He's a genius, and I love following him, and I love talking to him. Troy Moore makes sure that all the operations in the US as well as in all the international markets are all operating efficiently and seamlessly. So the opportunity that is offered by our organization, the company, is we have a business model which is a cross-border social e-commerce platform, social because it's people-focused, e-commerce. So what that means is it's international. So we have markets in the phase one in United States, Canada, Greater China, Hong Kong, Macau, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Taiwan, Japan, Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, New Zealand, and Australia. So like tonight we have speakers from US, and I'm based here in Australia. But from the day one when our company opened its doors, products could be shipped to all these markets. Our target market, we have three types, and I fit into all these three categories. People who want to have a business opportunity to work on their own space and time. Since the lockdown and the pandemic, that made us success, and I want to my husband and I want to be able to have time freedom and to work on our own space and our own time. In our previous busy life, we could not do that, even though we were relatively successful in the eyes of many people. We really did not have time freedom. And number two, we want people who are people who want to have better health and wellness. The pandemic really made us reassess, and I think it made a lot of people around the world reassess what's important. Never has been the time than now, and during that time going forward. So it's 4 years ago now that everyone is paying attention to better health and seeking for better solutions to their well-being, to be able to be more resilient and to thrive through the changes that is happening around the world right now and into the future. And also we want people who want to be connected with like-minded community for collaboration and also elevation and support. So all these three tick the box for me, which is why I'm here today sharing this presentation with you. And we want people, I'm sure, in the audience who have already joined and people who have invited their guests. I'm sure you can relate to any one of these three key categories. Operational wellness is the new paradigm, really. The old paradigm is about reactive wellness. You are what you eat. Your DNA is your blueprint. That is the old way of thinking. I am sorry to say that there are still many people, including medical professionals, health professionals, including my colleagues as well, who think that way because they're trained that way and are unwilling to change. The new paradigm, which is what all of us promote and advocate, is the proactive wellness paradigm. You are what you absorb. You're no longer what you eat. And we focus on curation of phytonutrients from whole foods and plants. So the future of proactive wellness is actually epigenetics. So Google epigenetics is a trending word. It's been around for a while. We focus on phytonutrition, absorption, lifestyle, and environment, and that really determines your health and your longevity. So we're focusing on health span as well as lifespan. Our scientific advisory board is very special. We have Dr. Dan Gubler, who is a genius. He's Caltech trained. He's a PhD scientist. He has formulated over 70 nutritional supplements. He's published in peer-reviewed journals. He has 15 years of formulation experience. with cellular absorption technologies. He holds 16 patents, which are either granted or pending. And he's also a health influencer and a social media influencer, so follow him. And we have all the other members of the Scientific Advisory Board, and we're very lucky to have Dr. Stephen Sabo also speaking later on at this webinar later on, and he's on the advisory board. But I would like to also announce that all these people are very accomplished. They are not paid, they are volunteers, so they are willing to endorse the company and put their name behind this, because all of them have also personally used our products, experienced the benefits, and are now integrating our products into their practice for the care of their patient and including their families. Very, very excited that we have actually added Professor Sasha Putri, who's a PhD scientist, very accomplished scientist from Indonesia and working in Osaka in Japan. So I think looking forward, we're going to have some exciting news to announce into the future, and we have a lot to learn and to share with the world. We are very proud of our science and our technology. Actually, 3 is not only a nutraceutical company, we are also an innovative technology company. The 3 pillars of research and development are very unique to our company. It involves exploration. That means that our scientists and the team goes out to explore ingredients, special ingredients. We don't actually white label our products. And then the ingredients are then carefully curated, put together like a recipe, and it works together like a symphony to give you positive synergistic effect. Because when you mix the wrong thing and in the wrong proportion, you can have negative synergistic effect, which means that more is not necessarily better. So it's very important, and this is what makes us unique. And also the most important factor is the cellular absorption. Not many nutraceutical companies actually use cellular absorption. And if they do, maybe 1 or 2. We have 11 cellular absorption technologies in our products. All our products are so good, really so good, that they are recognized by authoritative organizations like the Physician Desk Reference, which is now in the digital form called the Prescriber's Digital Reference. So when you type pdr.net on the internet, it's the trusted reference by medical professionals. You go into pdr.net and type in the word 3, all our products will come up. Why is this useful? It's because, when people come to you and they say they are on a lot of medication and they're not sure whether they can actually take our products, they can actually show it to the doctor, and the doctor can look at the ingredients and the reasons for using it, and also if there are any modifications to their treatment protocol, they can do so accordingly. In Australia, when I was practicing dentistry, I used an equivalent called MIMS, which stands for Medical Index of Medical Specialties, and that's used in Australia as the trusted reference. I used that when I was practicing a clinical dentistry, and I had to modify my treatment accordingly because I was also working in a multidisciplinary environment for inpatients and outpatients for hospital environment. And also, it is important to know having our products listed on PDR is very, very not to be taken lightly, because you can't buy your weight for the listing. It has to be third-party tested, has to be original, has to be innovative, has to be good for humankind, and also many, many things that the company has to tick the box. So we are the only company in the world that has all our products accepted and listed on the PDR from the first month that our products was made available to the world. We have third-party clinical studies. Not all nutraceutical companies do third-party clinical studies, maybe because they might not be happy with what they find out. So we have 3 very, very significant clinical studies relating to cellular absorption, and the one on the left will show you that all our products, compared to the pure molecule, organic molecule, the absorption and the bioavailability of our products is much, much higher than the pure organic control, from as high as 3 times to 9.5 times higher than any other product that is out there as an organic control. We also have the epigenetic study, which is the middle picture there. The epigenetic study is a game changer. Epigenetics is important. Having healthy epigenetics is important, meaning that your DNA is not your destiny. Your predisposition is not your destiny either. And the studies, third party again, showed that 4 of our products actually affect the very important genes and are able to upregulate the good genes and downregulate the bad genes, so that in relation to maintaining energy production, supporting a healthy inflammatory status, maintaining an antioxidant system, supporting healthy blood sugar and blood insulin levels, and promoting cognitive function. And the last one is a recent study that we shared, also third-party tested. It's superoxide studies, because it's been found that when there's excess superoxide in the liver, then the body gets into an unhealthy inflammatory state. And it's been found that our product Revive, is able to bring the superoxide level to a balanced level, so that it then therefore supports healthy inflammatory status in the body, in the joints, and also keep the body healthy, to be free from the damaging radical effects. So this picture, all our products, at a glance, it looks like a lot of flowers or colors. When you go to a nutritionist or dietitian or even a GP or a dentist, I did have to study diet and nutrition as part of my training as a dentist, and we often, in a very short time available with a patient, we always say, make sure your plate is colorful. In a way, all our products are like food products, are colorful. So from left to right, you have the Vitality, which is the nourisher. You have the Revive, which is the restorer. Immunate, the protector. Purify, the detoxifier. And also the Eternal, which is the rejuvenator. And then the collagen is the regenerator. So going from left to right, I'll touch very briefly, because we have 2 doctors also in our guest speaking later tonight, and they could also add to this. The Vitality is your foundational product. Everybody should be taking this. So we have all 6 products, which are formulated in such a genius, fantastic way by our Chief Scientific Officer, Dr. Dan Gubler, that all the ingredients in each product work synergistically together to give you optimal health benefits. But on top of that, all of these 6 products, when taken together daily, also give you an enhanced and more powerful synergistic positive effect of optimal, better health. So the Vitality, which is the nourisher, the main features of that, which is what most people are interested in, what does it do if I use this? It promotes your heart, brain, and eye health. It supports the health of your microbiome. It promotes cellular energy. It gives you all your vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, which are vital for proper health. And how does it do this? We have our own intellectual property. We have our own, actually, I have the box here. We have our own proprietary superfood blend, our own proprietary berry blend, our own proprietary gut health blend, and our own proprietary plant and mineral blend. So nobody else can copy us. It's our secret recipe. So this product, together with the superfood blend, the natural vitamins and minerals, the enzyme blend, and omega soft gel, it's got 4 capsules plus a soft gel of omega-3 complex, 72 trace elements and amino acids, which is your electrolytes, and probiotics, prebiotics, and your berry blend, all will have given amazing results. And we hear testimonials every week for the past year of people and experiencing enhanced energy and also better gut microbiome. And gut microbiome, as you know, there's so much attention and so many articles about gut microbiome, even filmed on Netflix. And we have a member also in our company doing a series of stories about her gut microbiome and gut health story, because the gut health is linked to your brain. And I was listening to brain health podcast a few days ago, and your gut microbiome is not only linked to your brain, but it also has a gut heart axis and a gut skin axis. So really looking after your gut is so important. And this month is we just finished gut health month, and it is important that we look after our gut. And I'm sure our doctors on this panel later on can also add to that. Revive, I call it the miracle gel. Here it is a restorer, so the name itself explains it is the product to use to maintain a healthy inflammatory status. Inflammation, chronic inflammation, is a worldwide, almost a pandemic issue, because inflammation is not just in your gut, your skin, your joints, but as a dentist, I used to see a lot of inflammation in the gums as well, in the mouth. And all this, according to what I've just heard recently, affects even your brain health and can also lead to early dementia. Of course, we cannot claim to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent with all our products. And so I have to make that disclaimer here, but do your own research and be an advocate for your own health. So Revive supports your healthy joints. It eases muscle stiffness. It maintains a healthy inflammatory status. It promotes exercise recovery, counteracts the effects of free radicals. So a lot of athletes love this. People who do exercise love this, because they can actually continue with their protocol the next day, or the regime the next day, without having to take a prolonged break. And this is all possible because of the curcumin, the saponin oils, the shiitake mushroom, grapeseed extract, sea buckthorn fruit oil, peppermint and menthol, plus the absorption technology, cellular absorption technology, which makes this Revive 3 times higher absorption than the pure molecule control. As you know, curcumin powder or curcumin oil that is being marketed quite widely now all around me. The curcumin molecule is very large, so unless you have the cellular absorption technologies included, they are not really absorbed. We only get maybe 2 to at most 8%. The Immunase is a protector. The name itself explains what it does. Immune, the protector. It is amazing. This is we're very proud of this product. It has it promotes the health of your innate and also your adaptive immune system. It supports the body's healthy immune response. It enhances your gut microbiome, because 80% of your immune system is in your gut. So this product, if used on a daily basis, actually can help with your gut health, which again, as I said earlier, with the Vitality, the Nourisher, the Immunase, and the Vitality, both together adds to a better, healthy gut microbiome. And we are also very proud, and no other company has this quorum sensing support blend. We have liposomal quercetin in it, reishi mushroom, and other ingredients, which actually, through the quorum sensing blend in this product, it helps to stop the bad bacteria from communicating with each other. And when that happens, the good bacteria can then thrive. And therefore, you have a better and stronger immune health system. So I'll move on now to Purify, the detoxifier. Purify, every day our elimination organs are working very hard to remove toxins from our body. It is important to actually not do it once in a while. It is important to do it daily. And there's so many new studies that have come out that even detoxing daily can contribute to better brain health, because otherwise you get plaques, amyloid plaques in your brain. And then, as you know, dementia is amongst the highest cause of death in today's world. And that's something that people people of my age, I'm a senior aged citizen. I'm very mindful of that to keep myself physically healthy, but also mentally healthy. So the purifier detoxifies and cleanses your liver, your lungs, your colon, your kidneys, and skin, and also your gallbladder. And I've checked that with Dr. Dan Gubler. It supports the body's elimination organs to remove all the toxins, increase, therefore, nutrient absorption in the body. So it helps support a healthy weight for those who want to maintain a healthy weight. It eliminates the heavy metal toxin. It's got amazing ingredients in it. You can ask the person who invited you here to show you, but the thing I want to highlight is it's got liposomal milk tissue. The milk tissue you get in the supermarket and all that is not liposomal. So this is pretty special. And we have the humic shale extract powder as well, plus other things which help your body cleanse and eliminate all the toxins and pollutants and bad things from your body so that you can function, your body can actually absorb the good nutrients and function optimally. The next one is Etanel. Etanel is my fountain of youth. I love this product. It's a super powerful antioxidant super blend. It protects and supports cells from damage and premature aging. So it is something that we use to promote cellular health and longevity. I call it myself a longevity product. It works to neutralize all the free radicals, delivers powerful phytonutrients to protect against UV damage. In Australia, we have very, very harsh sun, and even on a gray, cloudy day, the UV damage on the skin of Australians are quite a concern. So the ingredients we have in Etanel are resveratrol. We have 200 milligrams. How good. I would have to drink more than 200 glasses of the best and most expensive Pinot Noir red wine to even get what I get in this purple pouch. And then we have glutathione. During the pandemic, I was privy to a lot of information, and there were 2 studies, and I can share that later on if anyone wants them. That I'm sure there are many more now, which actually demonstrated very early during the pandemic that the people who were hospitalized and the people who actually didn't recover during the pandemic and in hospital all had very low levels of glutathione or zero glutathione. And people were going around asking for infusion of glutathione. But here we have a product that you can just tear off the top and drink it, and you got your source. And it's got marine collagen and also superfruits and also coenzyme 10. These are all really, really fantastic. This product is the most powerful antioxidant super blend, and the absorption technology in this is super amazing. There's no other product that compares, no competition. It's 9.5 times higher than the pure molecule control. And the last product is collagen. Collagen is the only product that is listed on the PDR that is a collagen containing product. So it promotes vibrant and youthful skin, delivers 5 grams of highly bioavailable marine collagen, promotes the body's natural ability to produce collagen, supports healthy skin, hair, and nails, supports your immune response, and also good for your joints, good for the structure in your body. And the key ingredients are the marine collagen, closest to your body type 1, and then keratin and hyaluronic acid, pomegranate juice concentrate, which is what actually helps with the cycling process, which I'll explain later. And then it's got a vitamin C as well, which helps to prevent skin damage, and biotin, which is good for your hair, skin, and your nails. So you take this 1 sachet for 10 consecutive days, and then you stop for 20 days, and then you repeat that cycle. And for my friends who start using these products, I always say to them, take a picture, a selfie on the first day for yourself at least, and then on the 10th day, take another one. And many of them can see visible difference. And as the longer you use it, you just look younger and younger. And not only that, it's also feeling feeling youthful from inside out. Yeah. So those are the three wellness guardians. And it would be remiss of me not to tell you about the opportunity that comes with our company. Is we provide a turnkey business. So be the first group of people to promote and share these amazing wellness guardians. We offer you a business that includes robust replicated website, an e-commerce ready, a back office that manages and tracks your business, marketing and media tools to promote your business, training system and supporting global community. And we have also an attractive financial rewards plan, and there are multiple ways to generate the income. You can ask for the details from the people who invite you to this webinar. But basically, just in a nutshell, you get to earn all this sometimes simultaneously as well. You get retail commissions for anybody who buy retail price on your link, and you get paid 25% of the retail price the very next day. And you also get rewarded for introducing people who buy packs. So you got introductory bonuses when you introduce somebody. You also get introductory bonuses, and there are also commission overrides that's rewarding you for your teamwork, where you get spillover from within your team members. And this is amazing. Number 3, commission overrides is capped. It's capped, and it's already happening in the past year. It's capped at $70,000 per month to $108,000 per month. So there are people already who are in the company who joined this company last year and are earning that sort of income. Of course, we cannot make claims for financial rewards, and all dependent on so many scenarios and how much you are prepared to put in to build your team and to help other people win. Because if you help enough people to get what they want, you eventually get what you want. The company also pays referring matching bonus, and there is no limit to this. In other words, when you enroll somebody that's a level 1, you enroll the person, enroll another person as a level 2, and when you help your team, when you're a good leader, you help your team also earn commissions. The company also rewards you with a percentage for your level 1 to 7 levels deep. There's also the global bonus pool. How good is that? How many companies? Not many companies actually share their revenue or their commissionable volume. For directors who have reached a certain level, they do get a share of 3% of the company's commissionable volume profit of revenue. And we also have the global founder pool for the people who come in and buy the founders pack, and you get another 2% share. So all this, don't worry too much right now. When you're in it, you can actually get all this information step by step. 3 options to choose from. That's how you can participate. You can come in and be a retail customer, or you can come in and be a preferred customer and get wholesale price, or you can come in and become a business builder. So there are people in the audience who might want to become a business builder. So there are 2 simple ways to become a business builder. All you have to do is pay a $30 US fee to enroll as a brand ambassador, and then you choose a package. So the minimum is the intro pack, $200 US. Then you got premium pack, business builder pack, and a limited time only and limited quantity as well, which is the founders pack. And when you buy the packs, there are also savings from over $80 to over $1,000, and there are other benefits associated with choosing any of this package. So thank you for listening to me to this point. I hope many of you will consider and get back to the person who invited you, and also consider joining our 3 global community, and we welcome you. So now I'm going to get our guest speakers to come on, and the first person I would like to invite on here is we got Dr. Fred. Okay, we have Dr. Fred Williams. Dr. Fred Williams is
Actually, sorry, I just clicked on it by accident. I think you were going to go to Dr. Sabo, weren't you?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
So
sorry about
Dr.
that.
Sabo, can you unmute and yes, unmute as well, Dr. Sabo.
Hello, everybody.
Fantastic.
Hi, Caroline.
So glad that you are here. And my husband and I was so pleased that we had the opportunity to meet you in person in Hong Kong last year, and we hugged each other.
Mhm.
Well, Dr. Stephen Sabo is no stranger. I think you all know that he is on the 3 Scientific Advisory Board. He has a background in emergency medicine, worked in emergency department in the Good Samaritan Regional Medical Center in New York, where he also taught as assistant professor of emergency medicine. He spent his time, interesting background, spent his time also for the American Board for Internal Medicine Examination, and as well as commissioner for the Health Commission in New Jersey. Dr. Sabo has served as vice president and president of the Upper Saddle River Board of Health in New Jersey. He graduated in medicine at Chicago Medical School. He also did studies in France. His postgraduate studies took him to New York, where he completed his residency in emergency medicine. And what's also interesting too is he also completed internal medicine. I expect you to be 100 years old doing all this. And prior to studying medicine, he also earned a Bachelor of Arts. Now, Dr. Saber, please tell us why you joined 3. What has it done for you, and where to from here?
Well, Caroline, I got to tell you, yeah, I guess it feels like 100 years. Feels like 100
You
years.
don't look it.
Caroline, I always wanted to be a doctor, and ever since I think was 5 years old, and I always thought after all that training that you just described that it would be all that I would ever do until I don't know. And if you told me 10 years ago that I would be on here talking about 3 and nutritional products, and I would tell you, what do you mean? You're crazy. But what I would tell you is that life takes its turns and twists, and it never goes in a straight line like you think it will. And I had a great career, 28 years practicing in the emergency departments. And I came to, I guess you call it a crossroads. Early last year, I was working and I worked most of all my career working in New York and New Jersey in emergency departments. And I realized that that I needed something else, that I wasn't getting the same enjoyment out of it as I had been for the prior years. And so we'll just say push came to shove, and I came home one day from work, and I told my wife, a lovely wife Gladys, that hey, I just gave 90 days notice. I resigned from the hospital, and we had been talking about moving to Florida. Been a dream of ours for several years, and we thought we would do it last year. I didn't think I would make that decision so early in the year. So as we're finishing up, we're selling the house, sold within 10 days. Everything is happening so quickly. And then I realized I had to be out of the house before my job was finished. And we moved to Florida. And I told my wife, I said, you know what? I got my medical license in Florida, but I'm not sure what my next step is going to be. I just don't know. And so I had been with a prior company, Caroline, that both of us was with. It was in high grade nutritional products, and the new company 3 came along. I was asked to not only join the company as a brand partner, but also on the scientific board. I said sure, and I'm moving to Florida, and this is all happening simultaneously, and I'm not sure what I want to do next. I just knew that it wasn't going to be clinical medicine. So I remember going to that first conference in Salt Lake City in May. And at that conference, I got to speak with the rest of the scientific board. And they said, we're having a conference in a few weeks in Hong Kong. who can go and represent the scientific board? And I looked around and I realized everybody else had a job and they had practice with patients. And I raised my hand, and little did I know that that Asia conference where I met you and several other people on this call was going to be a turning point in my life. And what I tell people is sometimes in life you have these aha moments. And for me, it was speaking on stage to 3,000 people, mostly Asians, in this conference in Hong Kong. And my words were translated into Mandarin Chinese, every other sentence. And I'm there thinking, and after the conference, I should say, tons of people coming up to me, thanking me, asking for autographs, pictures, and just so happy that I was able to provide value to them. And it just like clicked to me. I'm looking for something, and it's really right here. And here I am. And I've got to tell you, I haven't looked back. My wife and I do this business full time, and we're so excited. We couldn't be more excited. And I'm excited for what's happened with the Scientific Advisory Board, what's going to happen. And yeah, that's my story. That's why I'm here. Couldn't be more excited. You're muted. You're muted, Caroline.
Thank you, Dr. Sabo. Thank you for sharing. It's very moving and very raw as well from your heart, very authentic. You are a wonderful, you and Gladys are just a wonderful couple, truly servant leaders, helping many people beyond what we are able to see. That life-changing transformation in you and your career change is an inspiration to others too, giving a sense of hope to people who want to make a move from what they've been doing for years and wanting a change. And you are a fine example of someone moving in the right direction, listening to your heart and also your calling. So thank you, Dr. Sabo. So next, I'm going to call Kimberly. Kimberly, you got your video on? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. So
Do you
here
see
we
me?
have here we have beautiful Kimberly Star. I love your name, from Chicago. Kimberly actually worked for 15 years as an engineer. Wow, a woman engineer, and with the oil company as well. So she worked there for 15 years, and then she started another business on the side while she was working there with a Mary Kay cosmetics company, and she advanced so quickly to become a very successful national sales director. And she had three countries averaging 5 million a year, and is the only national sales director in the heart of that city. And I'm sure many of you will be wondering, oh, if you're so successful in Mary Kay, why the move? That was my first question. So Kimberly, tell us why you joined 3. What has it done for you? And where to from here?
Thank you so much, Dr. Caroline. And thank you all for being on this call this morning. It's really exciting. And after all those years, and the intro is very nice, but I was not done yet, because in my other previous job, or career path, which I absolutely loved and adored, I was there for about 25 years. I was my own boss. And although I did love my corporate job for about 10 years, the last 5, I was thinking like, I deserve more. And I wanted to travel the world, meet people, and just do more. And so when I started this new other platform, this other business, it gave me all of those things that I've dreamed of, traveling all over the world. I've been to Sydney, I've been to Australia, and I loved it. Traveled to like 21 different countries, which was just exquisite. But the time came where they said, you have to retire. I'm like, what? I'm just getting started. I had no plans on, buying a rocking chair and rocking off into the sunset. Forget it. So I really wanted to help other women because I know what these businesses of being your own boss and working with the people that you like and love and help others was just uncomparable to any other kind of a corporate environment that I was familiar with. And so I was at this point where it's just like, all right, I had to retire. And I was thinking, what else am I going to do? I could never work for corporate America. I know a lot of people love that. And that's great, but I have been my own boss for all those years. And I have to do something where it's just like I own a business. But what could I have done where I had all the infrastructure, I had the products done, I had all these things in place. And my role was to find the people, find the talent. Like I feel like all these doctors on today, I feel like I have my PhD in people. Who wants more? Who wants to help others? Who loves life, dreams big, and doesn't want to quit at a certain age just because corporate says you got to go. So I am not going out quiet. And so that's when one of my friends told me about this business. And then they said some of my mentors were in this business and other people that I have known and admired. And so it's just like there was a no-brainer because for one thing, even though I am my age, yes, we are a little bit more mature and experienced than most, but I still want to live long, healthy, and rich. Sorry, I do. Because money gives you choices. You can help other people and you can make a difference. It's harder to help others if you're struggling. So if I have more, I can give more. And so when when my friend told me about 3, and I decided to go in headstrong. I became a founder, and I'm looking for other leaders and founders and people who want to rule the world and make a difference. And so I just am packing, figuring out, even though I'm going to Tulum in October, I'm preparing and we're getting healthier and fitter, going to the gym every other day. My new trainer loves me. And so, but it gives me options, to do this. If I'm talking too long, because I need to hear from Dr. Fred. But I am just so happy to be in this company. And thank you so much for allowing me to share.
Thank you, Kimberly. You are so beautiful. I hope to meet you in person one day. You are so beautiful and certainly not done yet. You've got so much to offer to the world. Yeah. So next, I have great pleasure in inviting Dr. Fred Williams to come on. So Dr. Fred Williams, can you unmute yourself and turn your video on?
I am trying, and the button is, there we go, got it. Okay, got it. All
There
right.
you are. Yeah. And you're looking so fresh. Dr. Williams has been like on the other end of the earth, and you only like arrived home this very early in the morning, your time, and you're up here on our call. So I so appreciate you joining us and sharing your story. I've heard some of your story about you and also your wife. It really, make me think about how I can be more courageous in sharing with other people who have similar conditions. But more importantly, I want to hear from you why you joined 3, what has it done for you, and where to from here, and also share with us your experience in Asia.
Well, thank you, everybody. Hello, whatever time you may be in. As was said by Dr. Hong, I just got back literally to the U.S. about 3 or 4 hours ago. I was on the Asian Expedition 2024 trip, and we went to 4 different cities: Hong Kong, Kuala Lumpur, Jakarta, and then ended in Taipei. And I'll talk a little bit about it, that at the end. It was really an amazing trip, met so many incredibly wonderful people, and just saw the absolute enthusiasm that people all over the world have for this burgeoning company. But to give you my story, I was a conventionally trained physician. I graduated from med school almost 40 years ago. And unfortunately, like most doctors, I came out believing that the only way you treated any kind of medical condition was either with pharmaceuticals, or if that didn't work, surgery, and we received absolutely no training in any type of nutrition, holistic care, lifestyle medicine. And for, several years that worked for me, but then I just began to realize that all I was doing is waiting for people to get sick and then pulling them out of the fire. And quite frankly, Western medicine, American medicine is really, really good at what Dr. Sabo and others do. When you're sick and having a heart attack, or you had a bad injury, you want to go to a good emergency room where you'll have care if needed. Other specialists will jump in, cardiologists if you're having a heart attack, surgeons for trauma, whatever the case may be. And we're really good at those acute issues. The problem is we are not good at preventing that. And we do almost nothing for trying to keep people healthy. And, in America, and it's probably true in many parts of the world, we see this escalation of healthcare costs. We're spending over $4 trillion a year in the United States on healthcare. And if you look at any international study, we rank pretty much last among industrialized nations. So what we're doing is not working. And I started realizing that probably 20 years ago. And throughout the remainder of my career, have just really focused on trying to get people healthy, keep people healthy. And one of the keys of that is nutrition. I think it's a whole spectrum. It's not only nutrition, it's adequate exercise, sleep, stress reduction, not smoking, drinking in moderation. And I think the other two things that are maybe forgotten, especially in the West, is community and spirituality. I think it's the whole package is what makes you a healthy human being. But certainly one of the most important things is healthy nutrition. And for a long time, I just told my patients that all you need to do is eat healthy food. And you'll be fine. And then to this day, unfortunately, a lot of physicians believe that, but it's just absolutely not true. Unfortunately, our food supply today is nothing like it was 50 years ago because of overuse of soils, pesticides, herbicides, industrialized farming, whatever you want to call it. Even though you may see a beautiful red apple or a green pepper and it looks beautiful, if you analyze it, you'll find that it does not have the nutrient value that it had in the past. And hence supplements are absolutely necessary. And over the years, I've used multiple different supplements, but over the last year or so, we came across three, and I researched them, and I found that this is an absolutely unique company. I mean, the way they explore all over the world to find unique ingredients, put them together in very complex ways, what we like to call curation. And then probably most important is the advanced delivery technologies that actually help to get these vital nutrients from your intestinal tract into your cells is different than any other nutraceutical company out there. And again, like I used to say to people, you are what you eat. That is true, but in reality, you are what is absorbed into your cells, because if a nutrient doesn't make it into your cell, then it doesn't really do any good. And the next extension from that, which to me is the real game changer, is that this company is actually showing that we change genetic expression. And as was mentioned at the beginning of the talk, that we, when I was in med school, we were kind of taught that your DNA is your blueprint. Whatever you have is what you've got. If your dad had a heart attack at 50, then, well, unfortunately, you probably will too. And now we realize that, yes, genes do play a part, but it's probably about 30% of your health overall. And in reality, there's a huge portion of it that depends on what you do with your body, like I talked about, the lifestyle changes. But what 3 is showing is that our products actually change how your DNA is expressed. Good genes are turned on, bad genes are turned off. And an example of that is lung cancer. With few exceptions, if you don't smoke or you're not exposed to secondhand smoke, you probably won't get lung cancer. There's a few exceptions to that. But the point is, what you need to get lung cancer is to take a substance that's going to actually turn on bad cancer genes in your lungs and cause you to have lung cancer. But just like you can turn on bad genes, with appropriate, good, healthy nutrition, you can turn on good genes. And we are the only company out there showing that our products actually turn on the good genes and turn off the bad genes. And that's why people are seeing the results that they are having. And all 6 of those products have these effects. And, to switch a little bit, to talk about my personal case, just about the time that I came into 3 was about the time, unfortunately, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. And to jump to the end right now, fortunately, according to all my tests and all, I appear to be in remission. But I went through therapy for a couple of months of daily radiation, also some medications, and they gave me this whole list of all these problems I might have. And quite frankly, I had none of them. And I attribute that partly to I had been in pretty good shape and I've always eaten healthy. But I also think the 3 products had a big part in that. It kept my body healthy and be able to withstand the punishment that can be given to you when you have cancer. So I really attribute my ability to have gone through all this with really very minimal problems to that. Likewise, a little different, but my wife had breast cancer 15 years ago and had multiple surgeries, had chemotherapy, and just never seemed to have really rebounded from it. Again, ate healthy, tried multiple supplements, but just always felt horrible. And when she got on 3, it's like the whole world changed. And also, I might add, she had a lot of gut issues. Those all went away. I mean, she hasn't felt this good since before her cancer. So I am just absolutely sold on these products. I recommend them to my patients, and really, it's not hard. When you believe in yourself, I see so many patients that have all these different issues, whatever they may be, fatigue, GI symptoms, just whatever. They get better when they go on these products. So I actually enjoy talking to them about it because I know that rather than just giving them a pharmaceutical that's going to hide the symptoms, I'm going to actually help them to get better. And I'd like to just end by saying that I had the incredible opportunity to spend the last 2 weeks in Asia on the tour. As I said, we went to 4 cities, and I can tell you the enthusiasm for 3 over there is unbelievable. And, in all the cities, Taipei, Hong Kong, Jakarta, and Kuala Lumpur, 3 is just coming off the ground. In fact, while we were there, we opened up the Indonesian office. So you're seeing very, very enthusiastic leaders, but also there is so much room for growth. I mean, by no means is the market saturated. I mean, you're probably not even at 1% of people having heard of these products. And I can tell you, having met dozens of people from around from these 4 cities. First of all, my wife and I, Tina, were just absolutely humbled by the kindness, the love people showed us. I mean, it was amazing the way people went out of their way for us. And I think that shows the kind of people that are attracted to 3. Yes, we do want to make money. We're all interested in bettering our lives and having financial freedom. But there is so much more to this company than just who can get a big paycheck. This is about love. It's about community. It's about legacy. We want to see people strive, but we want them to be showing other people how to strive, to kind of the domino effect. And, my hope is that through my work in 3, that there'll be thousands of people under me that I probably will never meet, never really even know who they are. But from just showing this product, this company to one person at a time, and the ripple effect that we're going to actually impact the lives of countless people. And I think that's really what this company is all about. And I really encourage people to get on board, get going, because it really is a unique, marvelous company, and the more you pour yourself into it, the more you'll get out of it.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. So powerful your sharing. I really appreciate how you pour everything out and share with us all your personal story as well. I think there are many people in the audience. We have quite an outstanding turnout today. So thank you to everybody who taken time out of your busy schedule. I would like Dr. Sabo and Kimberly also to turn on your video, if you may. I hope you can all see all of us. Yeah. So on behalf of all the speakers, we want to thank each and every one of you for showing up. Without the audience, this session would not go ahead. And also, please go back to the person who invited you here. I am very, very moved by the stories of Dr. Fred Williams and the journey that you've been through and how you come out of it. Everything that you said about love, which is our first slide for this today, really is in alignment with me, and I feel love every day. I find myself saying those words outwardly, even in text. I say, I love you, I love you. It just come out automatically. And you all have received those love emojis from me as well. Dr. Stephen Sabo, your story is very inspiring, and it gives a lot of hope to people who are wanting to make a transition, and you continue to serve selflessly. And Dr. Fred Williams, I didn't spend time introducing you properly and your bio, which I have prepared, but you more or less captured everything in your story. Kimberly, you're beautiful as always, and keep shining a light on everybody and be an inspiration, and you're not done yet, definitely. So thank you all. I hope to have another chance in the future to share the same platform with you. Let's continue to shine the light and give people hope and share the love of 3 and our products and the community. So on behalf of all of us, thank you to all the audience who showed up. And get back to the person who invited you. They must have thought so highly of you to get you here. And this is a very special occasion. So I wish you all the best, and thank you. God bless.